Imagine a world where hard work, humility, and honesty always lead to success, where justice is blind, where virtue is rewarded. Sounds noble, sounds fair, but look closer. Who actually rises to power? The kind or the cunning, the ethical or the most calculated, the meek or the ruthless? From our childhood, we were always fed the same myth. Be good, follow the rules, be patient, and justice will come. The success will be yours. This isn't just a story. It's the foundation of our schools, our parental guidance, our careers, our politics. This is the truth that's been wired into us, turning us into puppets. But Nietzsche saw through the illusion. He thought of morality as a leash, fashioned by the weak to restrain the strong. Morality was never about truth. It was about control, a system to reward obedience and punish ambition. Do you really believe the world is run by the most virtuous? The most manipulative often become leaders. The most aggressive dominate markets. The most strategic build empires. Not because they're better, but because they understood the truth. The world rewards power, not virtue. And that's not a glitch. That's the design. Nietzsche saw two kinds of moralities: slave morality and master morality. Slave morality promotes humility, obedience, and meekness. It glorifies suffering and labels strength as cruelty. Master morality honors ambition, power, and self-determination. It values excellence, not equality. Society tells you to honor the first, but history, it remembers the second. The British Empire, Rome, Silicon Valley, the American founding fathers. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Ford, Elon Musk. None of them asked for permission. They built without asking. They took what they thought was for the taking. Decades later, philosopher Michel Foucault echoed Nietzsche. Power wasn't fairly distributed. It's accumulated, hoarded, and protected. And justice? It's a story, a fairy tale designed to keep you loyal to a game you were never meant to win. It is meant to put you to sleep and never wake up to see reality. The belief that hard work equals reward turns out to be the perfect myth, one that pushes you to always follow and never lead. As long as you believe the system is fair, you won't rebel. Nietzsche argued, the core of life isn't love. It's not even survival. It's the will to power, the drive to grow, to dominate, to create, to overcome. The lion claiming its territory with ruthlessness. A country changing its borders with tanks, not treaties. A government crushing dissent by changing the rules and owning the news. The founder toppling industries. But here's the tragedy. You were taught to suppress that drive. Be humble, be obedient, wait your turn, be kind, be small. And yet, those in power were told the same things. They just chose to ignore them. You did everything they told you, worked hard, played by the rules, and still you're stuck, overlooked, underpaid, and underestimated. That's not a personal failure. That's how the system was built. Because those at the top, they don't wait in line. They bend the rules or break them outright. They find the loopholes, exploit the blind spots, and call it strategy. When it works, they don't get punished. They get celebrated. They call it vision. They call it disruption. They call it leadership. Alexander didn't wait for permission. Napoleon crowned himself. Steve Jobs didn't ask for validation. He demanded it. Musk laughed off, then launched rockets. They weren't saints. They were forces of will. And they proved Nietzsche right. Power is never given. It is taken. In a world built on lies, the truth is the most dangerous weapon. If you don't shape the world will shape you. If you don't choose your values, someone else will hand you theirs. And if you're not playing to win, you're just a piece on someone else's board. What keeps most people stuck in small lives isn't lack of talent. It's inherited obedience. Ruthlessness alone isn't enough. Without control, even the strongest fall. Absolute power blinds you. You start thinking you're untouchable. But that's when mistakes happen. You underestimate threats, make enemies, and by the time you realize, it's too late. True power isn't about constant domination. It's knowing when to push and when to pause. The best leaders aren't just strong, they're strategic. Nietzsche didn't glorify domination. He saw power as a tool for creation, not destruction. Some are victims, waiting for justice. Others, once they understand power, become obsessed and destructive. But the real way is balance, playing the game without being consumed by it. You can stay a pawn in someone else's game, or learn the true rules of power and play your own. See you in the next one.